Hi, I'm Mike Darby. I run some record labels that are based in Bristol, and for the next 2 weeks I'm going to be talking about the history of the Bristol music scene via Bristol Archive Records, and then new British reggae via Sugar Shack Records, and then finally Reggae Archive Records. Well, Bristol Archive Records is a unique proposition in the world, in fact. There is no other label in the world that does what we do, and what we try and do at all times is to document and recognise talent that goes back through the eras. So we start in the mid-70s, and at the moment we go up to 1990. And what we try and do is we try and document via sound, pictures, stories, vinyl, CDs and books, people who have been special, people who have made an impact in Bristol. And my biggest personal objective was to put together a reggae compilation album that told the story from when I was growing up and when I was in bands in the late 70s. And this record became known as the Bristol Reggae Explosion 1978 to 1983. It pulled some material together that perhaps wasn't quite so well known, like Restriction, which was Rob Smith's second band, who later became Smith and Mighty, or Sharon Benjamin, or a fantastic artist that we should make an album with one day called Ronald Green. And let's hope we do. But the Bristol Reggae Explosion series has been really well received all around the world. It has put Bristol Archive Records on the map, and in our own small way, I'm probably not exaggerating when I say that we have helped to the tourist industry. The whole reggae world brought home to me and my team about how important bass culture has always been to Bristol. So whether you're a young person now and you're into grime or dubstep, or whether you're an older person who was brought up with the sound system culture, reggae is the foundation and bass is the foundation. So we then started to look to try and pick other artists that have perhaps been influenced by bass. And Smith and Mighty, to me, are the forgotten kings of bass. They produced the first Massive Attack single. Rob Smith is still really active in the world, DJing and mixing as Rob Smith Bristol RSD. The whole thing and the whole scene that Smith and Mighty created was an amazing time from 1985 through to 1990, with all the different singers that they brought through. They signed a major record deal, they had their own record label, they had their own stable, their own recording studio. And it's just a terrible shame to me that they just didn't become absolutely massive. As the series of records that we've made continued, I had a saying which I stole, borrowed perhaps is a better way to put it, from Mark Stewart, who's the lead singer of the pop group. Mark Stewart wrote a quote that I use on the front page of the website: "Bristol boys make more noise." And I thought it would be a great way to put a compilation album together and turn it into a book. So we were really fortunate that we found a fantastic photographer who now lives in the USA called John Spink, and Jill Loates, who lives in Bristol and has been born and bred in Bristol and comes from the same era as me, is a great writer, and we put a book together called Bristol Boys Make More Noise and a compilation CD to go with it. And I think this message is a really strong message for Bristol, you know, because in my opinion, all the bands that have come through through time that I've been able to watch and see, Bristol boys and girls do make more noise.
That's it for